You think the health aisle is the safe aisle? Let's test that. In the next minutes, we're putting 10 buzzy brands on the table and pulling the labels apart: Prime Hydration, Beyond, RX Bar, and more. Here's the promise. No scare tactics, just what the ingredients say about sugar swaps, protein isolates, and sodium bombs. If you want real value and fewer ultra-processed traps, stay with me. The first brand rides influencer hype, glows on TikTok, and still wants a health halo. You probably know the name. What they don't tell you is what's doing the sweetening. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. You trust the label that says 0 sugar and clean protein. But the sweet taste and the protein punch often come from a lab bench, not a kitchen. Let's start with the pattern. The hydration shelf and the snack lane are full of buzz and glow. We're gonna read 3 labels line by line and let the fine print do the talking. First up, the 0 sugar hero. The front screams electrolytes and energy. The back, artificial sweeteners like sucralose and a vague cloud of natural flavors. That phrase sounds homey, but it is often a catch-all for lab-blended compounds that can make anything taste like dessert. The color pops, the sweetness hits fast, and the ingredient list reads like a chemistry set. Now the bar that swears no BS. Flip it. Protein isolates build the bulk. Then come sticky sweeteners and dried fruit concentrates that push sugars into double digits. Bite into it and it chews like candy in gym clothes, soft, glossy, and engineered to stick around. That bounce is not almonds and oats doing the work. It is isolates and syrups giving you that stage texture. Then the dairy brand with the gut health whisper.
These days, lots of shoppers are on the hunt for value, and many are finding it at growing grocery store chain Aldi.
Do people care about the Aldi knockoff thing anymore?
I don't think so.
They've got a good choice of meat. Prices, I find, without having done any scientific research, do feel good. It feels like good value.
We're interviewing people about why they shop at Aldi. What have you just bought?
I just bought a salmon with this fish, milk, a bread.
0 sugar on the front, thick and creamy in the spoon. Check the fine print. Thickeners and stabilizers like Gour gum keep the body up, while sweeteners mimic the tang and vanilla finish. That creaminess does not come from slow culture time. It comes from gums holding water like a sponge. Here is what recent ultra-processed food screens tend to flag: sweetened beverages, processed bars, and additive-heavy dairy. The common thread is simple: sweetness without sugar, protein without whole foods, creamy without patience. Flavor acts like a mask. The real kicker is how consistent the playbook is. So, quick swaps that actually work. For electrolytes, use water with a pinch of sea salt or grab plain coconut water. For snacks, go nuts and fruit. For dairy, pick plain yogurt with a short label and add your own berries. Now let's move on to the plant-based hero aisle, where the word plant hides a whole lot of processing. If plant-based sounds safe, why does the patty read like a lab sheet with more salt than you planned on?
We are growing in the market. We now hold 10.5% market share.
Even the boss of Coles agrees that Aldi has got a pretty good range these days, like high-end chocolate and French cheese. Aldi opened its first store here in 2001. It's told the ACCC Supermarket Inquiry that its strategy since has been going slow and steady.
We start with Aldi and see what we can get with Aldi because it is cheaper, and then we go to Coles and Worth.
Aldi and making sure you have competitive prices against them, given how important they are in the marketplace.
Let's start with the promise. You buy it for health and the planet. But the core is often ultra-processed, built from protein isolates, refined oils, and binders that push it far from whole beans and grains. The truth is, the label glows green while the ingredient list does the heavy lifting. Here's the tension. The burger swap that's supposed to run lighter often carries notable sodium and added fat. The base is pea or soy protein, stripped down to a powder. Then in come oils and industrial binders to glue it into a puck that sizzles like beef. It's like building a burger from powders and oils, then forcing it to pretend it is meat with gums and emulsifiers. You get sear, you get juice, you get that faint grill vibe, but it's staged. Texture tests keep finding the same clue.
Target was once the poster child for retail. It's not a company that's completely lost its way, but it is a company that's lost its mojo.
Well, we're 60% of our imports coming from China to 30, and we're on a path to get it down to 25. So we've diversified our supply chain to give us more optionality.
Who Target is and what it stands for at this point. The company needs to get back to some of that original feeling that it gave shoppers, but that can be a hard thing to do.
A rubbery chew that snaps, not fibers that pull. That feel signals engineered structure, not ground muscle or whole legumes doing the work. Assessments flag many of these patties as ultra-processed. The parts that show up again and again, pea protein isolate or soy protein concentrate, canola or sunflower oil methylcellulose. Map neatly to what UPF screens look for. Add salt to lift flavor and tighten texture, and the numbers climb fast. Some patties also lean on added saturated fat to mimic richness. Let us talk about what that means for you. If you want plant without the processing, you might want to keep the beans and drop the lab tricks. Lentil mushroom patties sear well, black bean burgers take spice, and they start with foods you can name. If you want meat, grab ground turkey or beef and season with salt only. Simple, cheaper, and you stay in control of sodium and fat. The real kicker, the good path is not fancy. It's pantry food plus a pan. So what is the takeaway? When labels get loud, let the ingredient list talk louder.
Target has been seen as being, not quite so good value for money over recent years. And people have said, look, let's give Walmart a try, especially for grocery and some essential stuff. And again, once they've tried it, they're not going back. There are empty shelves because products not being bought out from the stockroom. There are longer lines at the registers because Target doesn't have enough staff to open those registers. Target has almost become a victim of its own success because it's grown a lot, especially online. A lot of the basics in many stores are being neglected.
Target's problems are much bigger and more complicated. It's dealing with inflation as people are buying less wants and more needs.
Health halos live in big fonts. Real value hides in the fine print short ingredient lists, simple foods, clear trade-offs. Start with the first 5 ingredients. That's the bulk. Scan for isolates, gums, and high sodium. Those are the red flags. Swap the stage stuff for whole food basics. Beans, grains, eggs, plain yogurt, nuts, fruit. You control the salt and the sweet, not a factory blend. Like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets. Next time, we test store-brand healthy knockoffs to see which ones actually beat the name brands on both price and processing.